Okay, guys, I think I'm ready to start because I had some connection problem. That's why I was a bit late. So I guess it is doing the same job now. I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure it out. Yes. So if I can just go here. I'm yeah. Okay, let's start it. Um, we are going to this. If you have got the books, you can just go to page uh, 94. I'm sending you the listening part here. You are going to do the listening activity. Let me find this place. Okay, the listening part is going. Hopefully it will. Okay, this is about difficult customers. Let me see, they are the same. So we are listening, and then I want you to. So this is our first online class. So I would like to make it clear how you are going to do it. Okay. So you've got the listening on your WhatsApp. There is no problem. And then we have the listening part here. Everyone listens and do the activity by himself or herself, right? You're going to listen it twice, okay? After that, you can have a partner. You can actually do this online. Choose somebody you know in the group, in WhatsApp group, and you can say, okay, you can send each other voice messages like, what do you think? Number one, two, three, or I don't know how you do that. You can do that, but you can, yes. You can send each other voice messages, and then after that, you can we can talk all together, all right, in the group as well. So what I want to do is like this, together with WhatsApp, it will be okay, yes. Yeah, this is it. So if I put it here like this, oh, sorry about it. This is fine. So everybody, listen now. You can turn off the microphone or something, the speakers, and you can listen to yourself. I'm gonna do it myself.
Lesson 44. Difficult customers? A1. Listen to 3 people talking about awkward customers.
Jane Sparks is a senior flight attendant. When do passengers complain?
Gosh, you get the situations where people are being difficult.
So 1 second, I needed my speaker. Maybe You guys can hear better. Yeah, it goes to 5-10 minutes ago, yeah? Now it's back, I don't know somehow. Okay, it's okay now. Yes, what kind of stuff would you like? Like later, I will go out for a while. Yeah. After work, I should go out and relax. And then I will catch up in again, I will call you. Okay, we can just, you can come up and I can do what I can, okay? Yeah, I doubled like this, but I have time. Yeah, I didn't even have anything to eat because I was just doing the class right there. Just now I want this one over like 2 hours. I don't know what can I do later as well. So, I don't know, but then I will call for like something fast. Yes. But anytime you want, what do you want? If we have anything. I have an idea, but now we'll do some exercise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will after my stressful working, I will. Yes, okay. Right, okay. Okay, guys, I have my Bluetooth. It is great. So we can, I can connect to my Bluetooth, which means, I don't know, maybe you can also hear it loudly. So this is our first class. So Bluetooth devices, yes. I hope this one. Yeah, this is great. So next step is now we listen and do the activity. You guys?
Lesson 44.
Sorry, guys.
Difficult customers? A1. Listen to three people talking about awkward customers.
James
James
Sparks is
Sparks
a
is a
senior
senior
flight
flight
attendant.
attendant.
When do
When do
passengers
passengers complain?
Gosh,
You
yeah.
get the situations where people are being difficult a lot of the time. It depends on the degree of difficulty. Usually you can calm people down, dissuade them from carrying on with what they're doing quite easily. The problem really gets bad when, for example, people have had too much to drink or under the influence of some kind of drugs, either legal or illegal. I had a situation fairly recently on a flight where a young man was pestering people. He insisted on smoking cigarettes and it was a no smoking flight. And then he became quite violent and abusive. In fact, he actually knocked me around.
So what did
So
you
what did you
do?
do? We had to get the restraint kit from the flight deck, which is a pair of handcuffs and tape, and lash him to the seat. And the aircraft was met by security, and he was hauled off to the cells for the night. He wasn't allowed back on a British Airways flight, and he was banned from Qantas as well. And his ticket was made null and void, and he had to spend a few uncomfortable nights in Bangkok until he could get home. I think his embassy probably ended up repatriating him.
But
But
presumably
presumably
most
most
problems
problems
are
are
less
less
serious
serious
than
than
that.
that. I suppose a small mundane problem is somebody who's maybe ordered a special meal and it hasn't turned up. Well, we're not a supermarket. I can't just nip out and get what they want. I can't change the fact that the meal isn't there for them. You could say that a special meal not on board isn't really a big deal, but if somebody's paid a lot of money and they've ordered it, they think that they should actually have that meal.
So what do
So
you
what
do
do
in
you
that
do in that
situation?
situation?
All I can do is talk to people, try and pacify them, assure them that it won't happen next time, use my initiative, have a damn good look around the aircraft, see what there is there, and bring them something that's suitable. A lot of the time, little problems like that, as I say, you can't change the fact that you haven't got the thing there for them, but it's talking to people, and I suppose in a way making them feel important.
Fiona
Fiona
Bowers is a waitress. Fiona,
Fiona,
have you
have
had
you
any
had any
difficult
difficult
customers
customers
recently?
recently?
Yeah, Friday night. We had a party of 15, turn up 3/4 of an hour late, very drunk. And it was one of those situations where when they'd arrived and sat down, it was quite difficult to then ask them to leave. So we carried ahead with the service, and they were just very difficult. I mean, it was difficult to get the order out of them, and they were just difficult in general. And one man at the end, who was paying for the meal, clicked his fingers at me a lot, shouted at me across the restaurant for service and things like that, which is quite difficult to be polite in situations like that. They were an insurance company on a work outing. Yeah, it's always the work outings. I hope I'm not painting a bad picture because we get lovely customers as well.
Sam Wilkinson manages a Mexican restaurant.
What kind of
What kind of
complaints
complaints do your customers make? Well, we deal with Mexican food, and we do get a surprising amount of customers coming in who have never had Mexican food. So a common complaint is that the food is too spicy for them, or they don't know what they've ordered, and they've thought, oh, that sounds nice, we'll try that, and then they've got it, and they've not liked it.
So
So what do you do? We always try to give somebody a meal they will enjoy, so we'll give them an alternative dish to the one they've had, so hopefully they leave having eaten and being happy. If the customer says to you, I've never eaten Mexican before, can you point something out to me? You can then ask some questions like, what do they like? Do they like spicy chicken? Do they like seafood? Do they like this, like that? And then you can kind of anticipate what drinks, or what food they may enjoy, and guide them towards making a good choice.
What about
What about difficult customers? For example, it's a very small example, we had a group of 5 women come in just last night, and they wanted Chinese barbecue spare ribs. This is what they wanted. Well, one of them decided, well, I don't like Mexican, and the others were like, oh, you'll enjoy it, you'll have it, but I want barbecue Chinese spare ribs. And I was like, well, we do our ribs, and she's like, no, we don't want your ribs, I want this.
So what
So what do you do? There's not a lot you can do. If they want something which you haven't got, then okay, we try and accommodate, like everything can come without this or without that. Yeah, you can have no chili, you can have no cheese. Basically, if it's on the menu, then they can have it in one form or other. But if it's not, then they can't. Especially during the busy periods, we do tend to stick quite rigidly to the menu. Okay, guys, one more time. I'm listening, and so you can as well. Sorry, this is the count from WhatsApp video, Cynthia. I'll do that again.
Lesson 44. Difficult customers?
So you can follow from here where we are in the listening, okay, guys? So after listening, right, take some time, okay, make your decisions about the true false questions here, and then we can talk on WhatsApp as well. You can tell me what you think. If you want to join the class, you can send a WhatsApp voice message, okay, guys, from WhatsApp, and that's fantastic, okay? So we can, it's like WhatsApp and YouTube together. Uh, this is how we are going to work, do the lesson, okay? Now, one more time listening, guys. True, false questions, but sometimes you may need to take notes while you listen because they talk about a lot of things here. It's a very long listening one. So my idea is just you take notes from time to time so that you don't forget about, what was the topic in number 3, is it false, why is it true, something like this. Yes, thank you for now listening. Second time.
A1.
A1.
Listen to
Listen to
three
three
people
people talking about awkward
customers.
customers.
Jane
Jane
Sparks
Sparks is a senior flight attendant.
When do
When do
passengers
passengers complain?
Gosh,
You get situations where people are being difficult a lot of the time. It depends on the degree of difficulty. Usually you can calm people down, dissuade them from carrying on with what they're doing quite easily. The problem really gets bad when, for example, people have had too much to drink or under the influence of some kind of drugs, either legal or illegal. I had a situation fairly recently on a flight where a young man was pestering people. He insisted on smoking cigarettes, and it was a no-smoking flight. And then he became quite violent and abusive. In fact, he actually knocked me around.
So what
Did you do?
We had to get the restraint kit from the flight deck, which is a pair of handcuffs and tape, and lash him to the seat. And the aircraft was met by security, and he was hauled off to the cells for the night. He wasn't allowed back on a British Airways flight, and he was banned from Qantas as well, and his ticket was made null and void, and he had to spend a few uncomfortable nights in Bangkok until he could get home. I think his embassy probably ended up repatriating him.
But
presumably most problems are less serious than that.
I suppose a small mundane problem is somebody who's maybe ordered a special meal and it hasn't turned up. Well, we're not a supermarket. I can't just nip out and get what they want. I can't change the fact that the meal isn't there for them. You could say that a special meal not on board isn't really a big deal, but if somebody's paid a lot of money and they've ordered it, they think that they should actually have that meal.
So what
do you do in that situation?
All I can do is talk to people, try and pacify them, assure them that it won't happen next time, use my initiative, have a damn good look around the aircraft, see what there is there, and bring them something that's suitable. A lot of the time, little problems like that, as I say, you can't change the fact that you haven't got the thing there for them, but it's talking to people, and I suppose in a way making them feel important.
Fiona
Bowers is a waitress.
Fiona,
Have you had any difficult customers recently?
Yeah, Friday night. We had a party of 15, turn up 3/4 of an hour late, very drunk. And it was one of those situations where when they'd arrived and sat down, it was quite difficult to then ask them to leave. So we carried ahead with the service. And they were just very difficult. I mean, it was difficult to get the order out of them. And they were just difficult in general. And one man at the end, who was paying for the meal, clicked his fingers at me a lot, shouted at me across the restaurant for service and things like that, which is quite difficult to be polite in situations like that. They were an insurance company on a work outing. Yeah. It's always the work outings. I hope I'm not painting a bad picture because we get lovely customers as well.
Sam
Wilkinson manages a Mexican restaurant. What kind of complaints do your customers make?
Well, we deal with Mexican food, and we do get a surprising amount of customers coming in who have never had Mexican food. So a common complaint is that the food is too spicy for them, or they don't know what they've ordered, and they've thought, oh, that sounds nice, we'll try that, and then they've got it, and they've not liked it.
So what
do you do?
We always try to give somebody a meal they will enjoy, so we'll give them an alternative dish to the one they've had, so hopefully they leave having eaten and being happy. If the customer says to you, I've never eaten Mexican before, can you point something out to me? You can then ask them questions like, what do they like? Do they like spicy chicken? Do they like seafood? Do they like this, like that? And then you can kind of anticipate what what food they may enjoy and guide them towards making a good choice.
What about
difficult customers?
For example, it's a very small example, we had a group of 5 women come in just last night, and they wanted Chinese barbecue spare ribs. This is what they wanted. Well, one of them decided, well, I don't like Mexican, and the others were like, oh, you'll enjoy it, you'll have it, but I want barbecue Chinese spare ribs. And I was like, well, we do our ribs, and she's like, no, we don't want your ribs, I want this.
So what do
So
you
what do
do?
you do?
There's not a
There's
lot you
not a lot
can
you
do. If
can
they
do.
want
If they want
something which you
something which you
haven't
haven't
got,
got,
then
then
okay, we try and
accommodate like everything can come
without
without
this
this
or
or
without
without
that.
that.
You
Yeah,
can
you can
have
have
no
no
chili,
chili,
you
you
can
can
have
have
no
no
cheese.
cheese.
Basically,
Basically,
if
if
it's
it's
on the
on the
menu,
menu,
then
then
they
they
can
can
have
have
it
it
in
in
one
one
form
form
or
or
other.
other.
But
But
if
if
it's
it's
not,
not,
then
they
they
can't,
can't.
especially during the busy periods. We do tend to stick quite rigidly to the menu.
This is called the spare ribs, guys. It's quite interesting, isn't it? What can we say about this in Turkish? Do you have an idea? What do we call this in Turkish? Kaburga. Kemikli kaburga ya benzeyen bir şey. Okay, let's say nedir. It's interesting. Domuzun kaburgaların normalde yenmeyip atılan çok yağlı kısımları olup adı da bundan gelmektedir. But also you know that not only pigs, pig rib. Meat cut of them. Cooked, eaten. Spare ribs. Cool. Domuz kaburgası ya da kaburga. Lezzet isterse ye. Kaburga. Okay. So, guys, second time listening. So, can you just let me hear your ideas about it? Or you want to talk together with somebody? Or you want to talk in the group? Maybe we can talk in the group. What do you think, guys? This is a very long listening. We can maybe just. This is very difficult, guys. Yeah, exactly what we want. So we have here. So do you have? Could you please talk about it? Now you had the probably problem with the listening part because the listening is from my audio speakers. If you can listen yourself from WhatsApp, there will be no problem, guys. So I want you to have ideas, to give me your ideas about either speaking like a voice message or something. You can speak to the microphone and you know, through WhatsApp you can send me some messages about true or false questions, guys. I'm waiting, yes? Yes, guys. Does anyone want to have want to would like to share their ideas? Okay, then you can simply check your ideas, guys. If you have any problems, we can talk about them. The first one is, as you wiki, if we just talk about some of them. Yes, describes a passenger who refused to stop smoking. Yes, he wanted to smoke on the airplane. Yes, he insisted on smoking. Remember, I took notes here, and he went violent after that. Also abused the flight attendant, and also um, he knocked her down, something like that. Yes, yes, like maybe hit or something like that. So it is true. Number two, one for example, they had to handcuff him. Yes, like handcuffing. This is like you have this handcuff. They handcuffed him. Yes. Uh, Remember that part? They handcuffed him, and he uh, right. Also, he was not allowed. He was not allowed to fly on a British Airways flight. Or also the other one is what was its name? Just let me see. Qantas. Yes, Qantas. Yeah. Also, he was banned from Qantas as well. Uh, so, number three question. Yes, the passengers had to fly home on Qantas. No, this is false. Yes. Okay. He was banned. That is the airlines he was banned from. Uh, he was not allowed to fly back. Okay. This is like a void or something like your ticket is not valid anymore. It was made void. Yes, invalid anyway. And remember, he had to spend time in Bangkok, a few nights or whatever it is, and then embassy probably had problem with the embassy as well. Yes. Okay. Um, Next question. It is about special meat be available on a flight or not, and then what is the problem. So actually for them it is very important to remember uh, to make them passengers comfortable on a flight. They do their best to serve them the food. Actually, you cannot order special food on an airline. If you While you're traveling, they give you what they have, but maybe this business class can be different as well. uh, Anyway, they do their best to make sure the customer gets what she wants. Yes, would like. And this question here, his special meal is not available. She tries to make passengers feel important. What do you think, guys? It is true, yeah. They do their best to make sure that the passenger gets what she would like, he would like. Yes, this is true. Because they pay a lot of money, and you know uh, customer satisfaction is very important for them. Okay. Yes, so sometimes they talk to the passengers about it, um, and sometimes they can solve the problems, sometimes they cannot. Yes. Okay, great. So here we go about the fifth question, sorry. Fiona also describes the party of customers who didn't have reservation. So this number five, yes. Um, do you remember this conversation? Yes. Is it about reservation? No, it is not about reservation. Um, they were drunk. Yes, they were drunk, and they had problems. They had a lot of problem after that. Um, they ended up. Yes, they were late. Actually, they were late. About 15 of them. Okay, it was late, and they wanted to. They didn't want to leave the place. Yes, the restaurant. Yeah, and because it was late for them, and they didn't want to go out. Yes. So what happened there? So this is false, right? It's not about reservation. It's about restaurant. The customers coming late, and they didn't want to leave the restaurant and things like that. Number six, customers were rude to them. Yes, true. Yes, they were rude. They didn't want to leave the restaurant. Yes. Uh, for example, one of the things that they clicked. One of them clicked his fingers at and a lot. Yes, and maybe this is like every time calling is just made fun of him. Yeah, this guy, this person. Yes, and also they shouted. Yes, the service people shouted at service people. Yeah, of course, if people are so rude, and you can't be that polite either. So number seven is the question. Yes, here. What is that? Sam talks about customers who discovered they don't like the dish they've ordered. Yes. Um, this is like this is about Mexican food. Yes, and because sometimes people, remember, don't know much about Mexican food. They look at the picture and, oh yeah, this is great. I'd like to try it. But once they get the food, they don't like it. So in this case, this is a problem, and the staff do their best to change the food if they can, or if remember, if they don't know. They ask if they know anything about Mexican food. If the customers have no idea, and then they try to understand what kind of food the customers like, and depending on that, they make some suggestions. Yes. So this is number seven is true. Number eight, let's go through. If they are unfamiliar with Mexican food, they can ask the staff for advice. Yes, for sure. Yes, they give their advice. And number nine, customer who wanted a Chinese dish. Yes, this was, if you remember looking at my notes here, they wanted Chinese barbecue spare ribs, but Sam said, okay, we have our spare ribs, and they said we want Chinese ribs, and that was a problem, and they said they didn't like Mexican spare ribs, but Chinese one. So anyway, so some guys disagree with them, and then and what do you remember what they do about it? Uh, so this was a problem. Simply, let's say number nine, a customer who wanted Chinese dish. Yes, we talked about it. One customer wanted Chinese dish as well. This is what it's like Chinese rib, yeah, Chinese rib or Mexican ribs. Anyway, even at very busy times, customers can order variations from the menu. Now, this is false. Yes, uh, if it is on the menu, they can have it. Yes, if it is not on the menu, uh, they can't. Especially during busy times. Yes, uh, they tend to stick to the menu. They they do their best to give the menu. I mean, busy times it's very difficult uh, to to provide variations, food variations. They say, okay, so this is menu stuff, so it is false. Okay, guys, it is nice. So you guys should take notes while you listen, so that you can comfortably talk back while you are discussing the questions. Yes. So next level is what we do here. Let me see. We can this time. Have you had any similar experiences of clients tell each other what happened and how you dealt with them? So I want you guys, to think of a similar situation in which you were either the customer or one of the staff. Yes. Um, could you please tell the story if you have one story? I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. So this is number two activity here. Yes. Any similar experience in a restaurant or somewhere? Just think about it. Okay, does anyone want to share his or their experience? Maybe I can share one. When I was at university, I used to work in tourism sector. So I worked in Bodrum, Gümbet, one of the hotels. Most of our customers, I mean, yes, were from England. Some of them were from other countries anyway. Um, the restaurant was by the by the beach. So during the daytime, around lunchtime, let's say, many people used to come. You can't imagine. So on that day, on that day, um, some of the staff actually went on a boat trip because there were also many people on the boat. They need to be served. So I was there alone. Uh, dealing with the situation. Like we had maybe around 20 tables at the restaurant. Okay, so when it was lunchtime, uh, people started to come. You can't imagine. They flooded into the restaurant. Uh, I was in shock actually, but I was doing my best anyway. But the kitchen was also slow because uh, the demand was huge anyway. What happened after that? Uh, There was one particular guy, who asked a kind of omelette, like maybe mushroom omelette or something. Uh, he got a different kind of omelette, maybe tomatoes or I don't know, whatever it was. Tomato omelette with tomatoes. And it took him like 45 minutes to get his order. Yes, on his table. I can't forget it. So, of course, after he finished, uh, he just paid and he gave me some tips. I don't know how much it was, but it was like some money. And he left. Yeah, I said, of course, I'm really sorry that the kitchen was in trouble. Like a lot of orders at one time, and this happened, and we are really sorry for this inconvenience, something like that. And the guy said, okay, it was not your problem, you know. The problem was something else, like fewer staff, um, more customers, guests at restaurants, something like that. I can never forget it, you know. I can never forget it, this situation. It was such an amazing day. We had some other problems on that day, like many people, they regretted uh, coming to our restaurant because they had to wait for a very long time. Yeah. Did you have any experience like that? Yeah, I had another one like 2 years ago. Uh, yeah, coming from I was coming from Ukraine by car, and in Edirne we went to a restaurant. You know, we were so hungry. We were driving like 300 kilometers, 400 kilometers, I don't know, from Romania, and and uh, my girlfriend wanted to have some salad because we like salad very much, and she had this salad, but the moment she had the salad, she was like, "Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! What's wrong?" You know that this there is a it was really hot salad, hot pepper, green pepper, whatever it is, hot chili pepper in the salad. Okay, and then this, you know, European people or like Slavic people, they don't eat hot food very much, you know. Then he was just like jumping, you know, like he was in panic, like, she was like that. So I, of course, uh, like called asked the waiter to come over. I said, you know, how do you know that I like hot pepper in my salad? Okay, and right, we were really tired and angry, and that wasn't very good impression. I mean, um, we had some argument over there about it, and he said it was okay like this. You know, their attitude I didn't like actually. It was such an experience. Although we liked salad very much, we didn't eat it. They later on, I don't know how it ended up. Like maybe they wanted to give us something else, or we just left the restaurant. I don't know. We paid and left maybe. Yeah, that was something like that. But it was we were right on that in that situation because they should let us know the salad may have some red hot or hot chili pepper, you know. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had that situation. Okay, guys. I guess nobody wants to talk. Yeah. So I want you know this is one of the activities here. We can look back these scripts, and we can talk about you know what happened in each situation because it's a nice long video listening part. Okay, I'll send them to you, and then you can. Yeah. So guys, I want you to take a look at this script again, uh, and take notes about about this first situation, which is Jane and presenter. Tell me what happened in the first part of the listening, okay? So I want you to talk about it like uh, in a few minutes, like 5 to 10 sentences. What happens in each situation, okay, guys? Can you do that, please? I'll do the same as well. Don't worry about a lot of new words. You can just check them later on, but do your best to talk as much as you can, okay? So what we are doing, we are taking down some keywords from what Jane told us about this situation, her situation, and then we are retelling this story, what happened in her situation. Okay, guys? Thank you. Maybe I can share keywords, or what do you think, guys? You know how to take down keywords. We did this activity before, or I'll do my best to write down some of. I need to use the charger for my phone. Seems I'll have soon problem. Yeah. So simply try to get down, what was the situation and what did they do about it? Okay, every time, yes? There's one expression here, howling. Howling.
Haul. Haul.
Haul.
Howling. It's a very nice one. Pulling, like, you know, howling of, pulling. There's this word dissuade. Dissuade, you know, try to change his mind from, actually, you know, this is dissuade, is very good one. And there is a pestering is like bezdirmek, you know, like something like this, you know, having the causing difficulty, like yes, rahat vermemek. Yes, pestering, bezdir. This is what I taciz also good one. Pestering. I like this word. And there is another one here, you know, make null, or it should be like null. I'm not sure, but this is like a long one. Let's check it out. Is made null, like it is not valid anymore. Null should be, yeah. It says null.
No.
No.
No.
No.
Yeah, null was null. Marriage was null. Zero, nothing, null. It's like there is a word like null, null. Maybe it's Russian. Yeah, and void is also the same, void. Like when you have these credit cards and there's no money in it and it is void. Yes, nothing in it. Void credit card. This is something else. Noun. It's like we need adjective. Yeah, has no effect. Was made was made void or null. Cool. And one more here, repatriating. That's also a good word. Yes, standing back, repatriating. I didn't look at these quotes, but they are here. Terrible. Every time we have to see Google. Yeah, repatriated. People like from some expressions are very interesting here. Nip out, like say or something. Yeah, like to make. Get away, like. There's another word here, pacify, which is like calm down, calm them down. Yes, pacify. Okay, if you're ready, I think I'm ready. If you're ready, we can talk about them. Yes. So, uh, Jane's second situation. So, can we just talk about the first situation, guys? The first situation here. The first situation here, can we just yeah. Okay guys, let's talk about the first one here. So what was the situation in the first one? Yes, the passenger insisted on smoking. Insisted on smoking, in a non-smoking flight, yes. And the situation really got serious. Um, is down here. It was a non-smoking flight, and he became quite abusive and violent. And how did they sort out the problem? On the flight, they had this restrained kid. They got it, and they tied him. Yes, okay, lashed him uh, in his chair, and also they used tape to do that. And when the flight landed, he was taken away, hold of, yes, he was hold, right? This is the word, hold off to the cell, and he spent the night there, and he had maybe difficult days in Bangkok, and he was repatriated probably, yes. Yeah, this is it. One guy insisted on smoking on a flight, and after that he became violent, and uh, he became rather abusive, and they had to use the restraint kit to uh, to keep him under control or something like that. Yes, okay, you guys can talk about it like this. Okay, so the other one, the next dialogue is here. What happened in the second situation, Jane's second situation, and how did she sort it out? How did she sort it out? Yes, you can also take notes from here, and after that talk to us about it. Okay, guys? Thank you. Yeah, this one. Less serious than that. I mean, that was it was more serious, but this one is less serious one. Special meal. Turn up. Turn up means, arrive. Okay, when you're ready, if you like, you can send WhatsApp message and we can hear you guys. Anybody wants to talk? I guess nobody, but you can still try it. You can try send a message. And what's the situation here? The second one, the second problem case for Jane. Right, guys. You can do a voice recording and we can hear all together. Why not? We have this WhatsApp and you can use it. Okay. Typical situation. I'll talk to you about it. The typical situation is that sometimes people order a special meal, and this special meal is not available on the flight, and uh, some of the people like Jane, uh, they have to deal with the situation. Yes, and people who are on board, they want something and they really want it because sometimes they pay for it, and when they don't get it, they don't get what they want, it can be a serious problem. Anyway, how does Jane deal with the problem? She just talk to them, right? She just talks to them, and right, she's being polite, yes, and she can give them alternative dishes or something suitable to make them happy and to make them feel comfortable. The thing she says, which is important here, is to make them feel that they are important. Okay, so um, you need to give this feeling to the guests. This is important, she says. Okay, so this is the two situations, yes, about Jane, which she mentioned, yes. Let's now talk about the second case. But before that, let's give guys a bit of break. Can we give 10 minutes break, maybe? It's a good idea. Okay, 10 minutes break. You can just, I'll just write here break time, maybe. I can't find this Word document. Okay. Okay, 15. Okay. Maybe I can turn this stuff on. Okay, maybe I can't do it. In this case, what I do, I have another solution. This is it. Okay, best idea. Ten minutes, guys. Hector, are you ready to order? thought you are speaking or you will be you will have music or something. So are you ready to order? What do you want? Because I also have a different. No, it's not. It's the breakers that you can. You're also the screen to break down. Well, just I don't know. This is they can have break as well. About 40. No, just much later. But will be online. I need in my hand first. Okay. Alright. I think after your question. I'm okay, man. I think you don't want me to bring videos here. Sorry? You want me to bring the videos here? Bring what? Videos. No. How long will it be? Like 15 minutes. I said I'll be back in 10, 15, so I have 3 minutes. No problem, 3, 4, 5. What do you want? You just finish now. We have this one here. Attachment. Like, I don't know. There are some more issues, but I don't know the numbers and stuff. I need to I am considering Zuma. Zuma is like called either one. But I don't want to like call or something like it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, great. I can do that. Which one is it? Zuma? This one is not Zuma? Not Zuma. Okay. What is it? Zuma is like this is the same Zuma, but more one. Bigger one, I guess. This one, more one is because it's and yeah, this is not very big, but it is like smaller than that. This is işte ethanol meat on top of those rice. This should be big, no? Yes. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Zero is bigger than this. Zero is no. It's poultry, but meat is also here. X species. These are called chicken. These are meat. Two. I don't know, a little much. I'll eat it one. Maybe I can do like, I'm gonna do like this. With the ayran, no? With the kola or with ayran, or with ayran. This is ayran also, this is with kola. We'll take them with ayran. 15 in one. Yeah. Usually that's more than potato ayran. Maybe I have this. There is like some of the restaurants it's possible to buy online. Online. Online. Yeah. Which ones I don't know. They have WhatsApp. They don't have WhatsApp. Very interesting. Merhabalar. Sipariş verecektik ama Türkiye. Turan veren benim de. Turan. Bilmiyorum belki olabilir de Turan. Valla benim misafirler vardı. Onlara da verdim de bu ben şimdi başka bir daireye geçtim. Yanıkırköy eski Türkiye. Bu adresi vereyim. Belediye 6A. Ana cadde üzerinde. Evet A. Ee, Şimdi ben I'm back, guys. Okay, it's kind of cold here, guys. This is terrible. Yeah, back to the class. Next level, guys. What we are doing here. Just let me see. Okay, we continue with the next part of the dialogue. And that is, I'm gonna send it to you. Or if you have, you can share, but maybe you don't have it. Okay, this is about Fiona. This is part one, and also I'm sending the second part. Okay, we look at the first part of this. Okay, let's take a look at this one, Fiona. And also we are doing the same thing. We are taking notes. And then after that, we'll be talking about that. Okay, guys? As usual. If you're ready, we can do that. Fiona is a waitress, as you know. We write here waitress. Difficult customers. Okay, right, and we sat down. So they arrived late, yes, quarters of an hour, like 45 minutes. They were late and they were drunk, yes, they were late and drunk. Okay, next level. Yeah, I will get it. No, no, no. Okay, this time, the second part, guys. So, what did she do about it? Carry the hat. With service. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you this one as well so that you can try yourself. So in her situation, she's a waitress and from time to time she has difficult customers, uh, but in general she has also very lovely good customers as well. So in that case, a group of work outing people, uh, they ended up coming like you know uh, 45 minutes late, and it was difficult to get orders from these people. Uh, and finally, they just one of them clicked his finger and then shouted at her across the restaurant, and that was very rude, actually, as she says, and it was difficult to be polite to them. That was the situation. Yes. Okay, now you try it. Şimdi bir de siz deneyin bakalım durumu anlatmaya. Keywordlerimizi yazıyoruz biliyorsunuz. Ben yine buradan keywordleri atayım. Okay, bunlar benim keywordlerim. Herkesin keyword'ü kendine göre değişir. Siz kendi keywordlerinizle yapmaya çalışın. Herkes yapmaya çalışsın. Evet, nasıl yapmaya çalışıyoruz? Yapmaya çalışıyoruz ve WhatsApp'tan paylaşıyoruz değil mi arkadaşlar? Yaptığımız şeyi WhatsApp'tan paylaşırsak güzel olur. Sesli atmanızı bekliyorum ama kimse atmıyor. Tabii o da bir şey diyemiyoruz tabii yani. İsteyenler derse katılırsa iyi olur. Biliyorsunuz ödev notunuz da var. %10 yine bu dönem ödev notunuz olacak. If anyone wants to share the story, we can listen. If not, I'm going to continue, guys. I guess there is nobody. So, here we go with another situation here. This time Sam is talking about his case. He is also a restaurant worker. So let's take notes about his situation and try to retell the story about difficult customers, guys. So he manages Mexican restaurant. Mexican restaurant. The hell is this? Korona oluyorum galiba. Hapşurduğum zaman mikrofonu bile kapatamıyor insan. Maybe I will start this heating on. Okay, guys, I've got my keywords. Finish, guys? Let me show you my keywords. Okay, something like this. Oh my god. So if you're ready, I can start doing the same thing as I did before. So these are my keywords. So this guy is managing a restaurant, Mexican restaurant. Okay, sometimes people make complaints about their food because Mexican food is unusual. So maybe this is their first time they're trying it, or they find it really spicy or something like that. So anyway, but they have a lot of customers. Many people come to their restaurant to taste, to see, to feel, to taste what Mexican food is like. So the common complaint is Mexican food is spicy. Is that okay? Um, so uh, in a typical situation, when someone complains, uh, they know that they can have some problems ahead, and they just try to guide the customers. They try to understand if they have never tried Mexican food before. They just ask questions like, what kind of food does she like, or does she like spicy food, fish food, or have so that sort of questions. So anyway, once they try, they understand what they like. They give them, they guide them the food that they can enjoy. So This is how it is. Okay, now I want you to do the same. If there is somebody we can hear. Understand guys? Varsa anlatmak isteyen dinleyebiliriz. Gördüğünüz gibi şu ana kadar online derse kimse katılmadı. Evet, buna da bir performans olarak dersi online olarak katılıp eğer ses problemimiz yoksa bilmiyorum şu anda nasıl netlik ses durumunda. Sesin netlik durumunda. Online katılmak elzem arkadaşlar lazım. Ki bir şeyler söyleyebilirsiniz. Orada iletişim kurulabilir. İsteyenler gelip katılıp anlatabilir yani. Yes. You can try by yourself or you can try to tell it us and we can talk about it together. I mean, we can listen to you. Spicy chicken, what kind of the food they like? Have they ever eaten any Mexican food before? What kind of complaints do people make? Spicy food. Okay, one last situation which Sam talks about. Okay, so we also take a look at here as well, and then we close the session, guys. Okay, this is the last thing that we are going to talk about right now. By the way, maybe you can't see the screen when can you see the screen? I don't know, but you have got this anyway. You know, you can check it out yourself from WhatsApp. Also, again, what we are doing, we are taking notes, of course. 5 women. Chinese. Spare ribs. Kaburga. Can you imagine? You are in a Mexican restaurant and you say, I don't like Mexican, I want Chinese. Are you kidding me? Yes, this is quite interesting. If you don't like Chinese, Mexican ribs, what are you doing here? They are like kidding. You'll enjoy it. You are there for what? You go to America to see England. Something you haven't got. Try and accommodate. Without this, without that. Okay, guys, if you have done, we can start. So what happened in this particular situation? So five women, yes, ended up coming, and women especially, right? It's interesting. Like they went to a Mexican restaurant and they asked Chinese spare ribs. Yes, it is interesting. And so, so that was sorry, that was earlier, was it? So this is it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. They asked Chinese ribs and they said they don't like uh, Mexican ribs, but Chinese ones. Anyway, so they also talk among each other. I mean, among themselves. You'll enjoy it, try it, blah blah blah. Anyway, the thing is, now their policy is that if they have this stuff on the menu, they do their best to provide um, as possible as they can. But if they don't have it on the menu, then they say that we don't have it. Like we don't have Chinese ribs on our menu. So anyway, they try to stick to the menu rigidly, especially when they have busy times. Because it is impossible to give whatever the customers want. Yes. Okay, guys. This is what we have been doing today. Uh, Customer complaints. What we can do for the next time, I don't know, but I will think about what kind of homework we can do. Maybe I can prepare something from here myself, or you can take a look at the customer complaints on Thursday. We can uh, we can talk about it again. Right, try to find some website like YouTube or something that where people talk about traveling problems, difficult customers. You can find a lot of stories about that, uh, and you can share them with us, uh, and we will continue on Thursday uh, with the same subject. I don't know how it was our first class. I would like to hear your comments. Did you hear the sounds? This in my flat, I have good connection. This flat is good. Uh, the other one, I also live in two places, and the other flat is has a not that strong connection. So just let me know your comments. The connection was good or was terrible. You heard, you didn't hear. But also try to join our classes because this is your class, guys. Okay, this is for you. Everybody is working for you, but while you are not around, it's quite interesting. So we continue with the next activity, next pages, next time. Okay, that's all for me for today. Have a nice evening. Let me say good night.